Before I came to New Zealand, I worked for a while in Australia, and we actually had our own company and we sold our own products. We developed our own products, and from this experience, I can say I learned a lot about finances, time to market, commercialization, and IP. So we had to time our product launches and product development very much so that it fitted in with the environment. We had to keep our finances under tight control. We had to operate closely with our clients and satisfy the needs of our clients. And also we had to understand and consider the issues of IP, patenting, and similar aspects. And from that, well, I learned a lot and know the next time what to do better, what not to do, and which issues to avoid. I really enjoy my students completing their PhD and then moving on to commercial environments and succeeding there. And I also enjoy when they actually come back to New Zealand. And a good example is one of my students working on quality assessment of biological products, in this case agricultural products. A large component of his work was scientific software development, and when he completed his PhD he went to the United Kingdom, got experience there in the commercial environment, and he extended his interests in formal software engineering, and now came back to New Zealand and again has a very good and high-flying job now in a New Zealand company. All the theses up there, all the black books, all the black bindings are my PhD students or PhD projects I was involved in, and also a large number of master's theses. So on average over the last 15 years I probably had 2 PhD students every year and 1 or 2 masters every year. It's always a good feeling to have one of these black books in your hands and approved by the examiners, and the final result is achieved. In general, I have great feedback from my students on the stories I tell. On our evaluations, student evaluations, I get regularly comments that they like my stories. And a very common story I try to include in my courses is our lightning test lab I worked with or in Hanover. And lightnings are a very exciting thing because they blow up everything. And unfortunately also the labs usually blow up. And if you give stories like that to the students, they really enjoy it when things do not go right. And in this lab a lot of things did not go right. A lot of things blew up. Enjoy that. It makes the classes more interesting, and one of my teaching areas is electromagnetism and electromagnetic theory, which of course is related to lightnings, and blowing up things they always enjoy. Okay, this is our project on diffuse optical tomography. So a measurement technique we try to improve and try to perfect. The idea behind this is, if we get our tissue, for instance, if we look through here, through my body, we can't see anything that's really happening on the inside, but we can see this glow, and this glow has lots of information in it, and we try to make use of this information. And there's a technique that's called diffuse optical tomography, which is used to measure, for instance, breast tissue and identify and try to find cancer cells or cancer tumors in it. Another technique would be related to brain activities, brain oxygenation, and similar things. So what we try to do is, traditionally this technique is used by placing a light source like my laser directly in contact with the tissue, putting a detector directly in contact with the tissue and analyzing the results and developing pictures of the tumors, for instance, in the breast. What we try to do is have it fully non-contact for the laser, so we shine a laser at our tissue from a distance, and also we use a measurement tool, our camera, that measures the results of this laser exposure from a distance. The big advantage there is it is much more comfortable for the patient. It's no contact. It's totally non-invasive. We have optical radiation, which is not invasive and not as bad as X-rays, for instance. Would be perfect to be used in a clinical environment. So if we have if we have the separation from the human subject and our measurement system, that would be much more interesting and much more convenient for patients to endure. And I can see there, if we can get that going, and we have proven that it works in concept. There are a few issues we have to optimize. It would still be a while for it to be a real clinical tool, but I can see that it would be a very nice thing for a practitioner to apply and use in general mammography screening or other non-invasive tests. What I'm passionate about this one is it really comes from my experiences, but watching Starship Enterprise. And I forgot the name of the guy, but the doctor there, I think it was Scotty or something, he had this magic wand which identified immediately what diseases, sicknesses people had. And what I tried to develop for the last 15 years is a magic wand. I point towards some biological material or tissue, and I get information about what's happening on the inside. And that's my big dream for the future. And hopefully we will get it soon. This is the main ingredient of my other idea, which is the Blu-ray cell counter. This is a typical, in this case, HD drive, but similar to a Blu-ray drive pickup. So that's what actually reads the information off the disc, Blu-ray disc. What we have in here is 3 lasers, sophisticated optics, and all in a little package, and this one cost me $15. This one would be the first step to make a cheap cell counter. So instead of the $50,000 laser, we can use this very cheap unit and attach it to our flow cell. What we need in addition then is some sophisticated electronics to read out the information. And this would make it a much cheaper, much more widely usable device. And also, if we can make it fully self-contained, we don't need any operator input, and units like that can be dropped somewhere in a river, and if they stop working, they break down. We don't need to worry about replacing them because they are so low cost. Also, say councils or other organizations wanting to monitor at many different locations have the opportunity to buy something like that at low cost, and instead of buying one, they can buy 20.